Bridge of the Gods, baby! Hoo! I'm in Washington. It's been a long day. Finally made it over. It's 94 degrees. It's almost 4 o'clock, and my pack is 6 times heavier than when I got into Cascade locks. Woof! We got to the post office right when they opened, and our packages had arrived yesterday afternoon, but they hadn't sorted them yet. So they told us to wait until 2 o'clock. So we had many hours to hang out in Cascade Locks. Had a beer, had lunch, took a nap in the park. Got our packages, got a milkshake. I was recognized by a wonderful lady by the name of Maureen. She said she's been watching my videos on YouTube. Thank you, Maureen, and thank you for all the trail angeling that you've been doing. And the day goes on. I don't think we're going far today. It's late, it's hot, and there's a huge climb out of here. So, see how far we get. I think I'm listening to the sounds of an elk right now. They're big sounds, big animal sounds. I've heard there's a lot of elk in this area. Would love to see one or a whole herd, maybe hundreds. Just got to keep an eye out. Anyways, first full day in Washington. I'm hiking. Yesterday, we only hiked 3 miles out. It was so hot. Probably the hottest day on trail yet. We got to this lake, went swimming, and we really didn't want to leave. On top of that, Lab Rat had turned back after a couple miles to go back into Cascade Locks. He has some health concerns that he wanted to give some attention to. He was able to connect with a friend of his who's a doctor while he was hiking yesterday, and he just wanted to go back into town to do a little bit more research, and he's got access to like a pharmacy and things like that if he needs it. So hopefully he'll be getting back on trail today, and it shouldn't be too hard for him to catch us since we didn't go too far yesterday. Going to sleep last night, I did not even touch my sleeping bag. It was so hot. And it remained hot, and it's still warm today. But it should be like 10 degrees cooler, which is good because we've got a 4,000 foot climb out of the gorge here, which I did not want to do in yesterday's heat. Washington in general is not as flat as Oregon. There's going to be a good amount of vertical ascent and descent each day, but our bodies are primed for it, and I'm not worried about it. Whatever we run into, we'll just walk over it, down it, whatever. I know I'm only like 3 or 4 miles into Washington, but I swear it feels different. I don't want to make any claims right now because it's just too early, but it's beautiful. I'm loving it, and very excited to get to Canada. I can't believe how close I am. 500 miles? I remember my first 500 miles. Shh. Very excited. one more mentionable mention. The other members of our trail family, Wigs and Glitter, more like distant cousins at this rate. We haven't seen them for like a month. They were doing some side quests in Oregon that put them back a few days behind us. But they're also in Cascade Locks today. And I think they're taking the day off so they can do all their Washington resupply strategy. But they are very close to catching up with us. So we might actually see them pretty soon as well. I would imagine they're probably just gonna start hiking with Lab Rat. So we'll see, that's cool. We could have the whole Big Bang family, fam, damn, and lamb, and damn, and slamily back together pretty soon. Can you see the sweat pouring off my body? It's hot and humid. That was a magical little swimming hole worthy for fairies and mythical creatures. Hi! Now we got 10 miles to camp. Big climb, big descent, and hopefully another magical creek. It's gonna be hot, it's time to sweat, let's go. Slept great last night. Camped next to Trout Creek. I got into camp probably at about 7:30, just before 7:30, and just went straight into the water, cooled down, and it was dinner, hang out, in bed. I was actually up late last night. I think I got into my tent at like 9 o'clock, which is late. It was getting dark. I don't like that. Anyways, just hiking now. I am starting to see a lot more southbound hikers. Since like the big southbound bubble, they tend to start their hike in July and August. So I'm starting to see some of the first like true southbound hikers, but I'm also seeing some friends that I hiked with in the desert, because some people have been flipping just up to the Canadian border and just hiking south the rest of the way. So I ran into two friends that I hadn't seen since Idlewild yesterday, so that was really cool. But I've got a feeling the trail is about to get a lot more crowded. Maybe campsites are going to get more filled and popular, so we'll see what happens. But it's kind of funny seeing a lot of bright-eye, bushy-tail semi-fresh southbounders, and it reminds me of my first month on trail, you know. And I'm so much more weathered now. Anyways, I'm walking, trying to find some elk, and should be a great day. One other thing I wanted to mention was I hang my food at night, you know, to protect it from critters, big or small. And last night I hung my food, but I actually left a pack of ramen noodles and a bag of chips in the outside mesh pouch of my backpack. It was just late, it was dark, forgot about it. And sure enough, this morning I see little critter hole got in and snacked on my goodies. Didn't like devour, but probably just, you know, took a chip, took a couple bites out of my ramen. So, question of the day, do I eat it? Do I get rid of it? Do I eat it? These past couple days have been very much thick forest, green tunnel, big climbs and descents. I'm nearly to the top of an almost 4,000 foot climb for the day. Can't wait to get that done with. And then I just lightly climb uphill the rest of the day. Not too steep. But as far as the thick forest goes, I don't really mind. It feels good, but I do know the further I go north, it's really gonna open up into some beautiful scenery, which I am psyched for. It's lunchtime. I stopped. My ankle is pissed. Oof. It looks good. It's just cranky and yelling at me. I'm gonna have some aspirin and a coffee. All right, I took a 1 hour lunch. 1 hour on the dot. I had a bean, rice, cheese, and chicken burrito, some beef jerky, and some chips. I had ibuprofen and a coffee. And I elevated my foot, laid down for a bit, stretched a little, and now I'm walking again. I've got 12 miles to go to get to camp. Going to a place called Blue Lake, and I guess it's really beautiful and a great swim spot. So it'll be about a 28-ish, maybe 28 and a half, close to 29 mile day. Ankle feels good, but it's probably because I just took ibuprofen. It'll probably be screaming at me in a couple hours. Special shout out of the day goes to ibuprofen and instant coffee. Whew, what a combo. Can't believe I just discovered this. I've trucked through these 12 miles. I've got a little bit over 1 to go to camp, but I only stopped for like 5 minutes, and that was just to eat a cookie, and then I kept going. I feel great. Yeah. It's kind of a weird shout out. Maybe I'll give some real shout outs. What up, Tony and Liz? Tony, I know that you've been trying to FaceTime me. I'm just trying to get some service. You best believe I'm gonna FaceTime you the second I get some Wi-Fi. Danny invited me to Stroll and Savor. Thanks for the invite. Send me a photo when you're wearing my suit. I'd love to see you spruced up. Sinan and Kai, thinking of you guys. Hope you're having a good time in Kyoto. So cool. Wow, shout outs. I could do this more often. Hello, Bugnet, my old friend. Slept really well last night. We had a perfectly tranquil campsite, a little creek, nice bridge, wonderful trees hovered over us, and it was just me and U-Turn. Lab Rat's like half a day behind. Wigs and Glitter probably 1 day behind. Anyways, I feel well rested. We got to camp early yesterday. I think we did 25 miles, got in at 5 o'clock, and I utilized some free time to stretch, relax. Felt like proper downtime. So it was wonderful. We're about 2.5 days out from White's Pass. That's where we get our next food resupply. So bare minimum 25 today, 25 tomorrow, and then that set us up for 15 miles into White's Pass. This has felt like a long stretch. I've kind of been counting the days to go. I'm like, oh, still 3 days, 4 days, da, da, da. But I think it's mainly this green tunnel landscape that's kind of feeling long, but that will change soon. And I think today we should get really close to Mount Adams and kind of walk alongside that mountain. So hoping for some nice big open views just for a little change. I had this feeling that today was a special day, and I've got clear sky above me, big views. I got out of the trees. Mount Adams is just bang on right next to me, Mount Hood behind me in the distance. Pretty cool. And I just had this thought, and I pulled out my calculator, crunched some numbers, and today is my 100th day on trail. 100 days. Amazing. I'm still out here. Still out here. So that's really cool. I'm gonna be thinking about that today and enjoy the view. pro hiking tip learned with 100 days of PCT experience. If your ankle hurts, with your opposite leg, just nail your shin really hard against a fallen tree, and then all of a sudden your ankle won't hurt anymore. Back in the trees and back to mosquito land. It's, I'd say mosquitoes are mild. It's not bad yet, but it's not pleasant. I'm just super grateful for like that 10 to 15 miles around Mount Adams, where it's just wide open views. You had a peak in every direction. Rainier in front, Adams to your right, Hood behind you, and St. Helens to the left. Just so cool. Beautiful wildflowers, creeks, lakes. It reminded me a lot of the Three Sisters Wilderness in Oregon. That felt like just a treat, like a birthday present, because today's my 100th birthday. Anyways, I'm about a mile from camp. I'm expecting it to be buggy. It's another 25-mile day. And tomorrow I'll do 25. And then I get to go to Cracker Barrel at White Pass. Good morning. It's a very quiet morning. I'm hoping I see some animals. I survived the swamps, and today's an exciting day because we get to go through a stretch that I've been looking forward to, and I didn't know that it was going to come up so soon. The Goat Rocks Wilderness. It's a very iconic section for Washington, and many hikers claim it's their favorite part. It's going to be beautiful. The only downside is there's one particular section called the Knife's Edge, and that's about 20 miles away. So we're gonna do that, and we're gonna get through it, and we're gonna love it. We're gonna be tired, and then we're gonna find a place to camp. That is the plan for the day. Been going through field and field of wildflower. It's way cool. But there's also a lot of clouds overhead, and it actually just started raining a little. Just a light sprinkle. Weird. I'm not too familiar with the ways of Washington, but I know it can be wet and cold. We'll see what happens. Really hope this doesn't obstruct the view from the top of Goat Rocks in the Knife Edge. Could just get up there and be completely socked in. So we'll see. place is just magic. It's not even real. Just below the cloud line. I don't think there's going to be much of a view up there. I'll be lucky if I can see my feet on the ground. Well, that's too bad. Couldn't see a thing up there. Totally socked in, cold, windy. It was blowing like 30, 50 mile an hour winds up there. And it's just nature. What can you do? That was a section that I was really looking forward to. But maybe there will be another time. Anyways, I'm cold. I'm shivering. There's a couple campsites coming up. We're looking at one that's about 2 miles away. So, can't wait to make some food, get in the tent, get in my sleeping bag, maybe drink some hot tea. Whew. Interesting day though. Washington showed us a new side, her cold and wet side. Good morning. It is wet and chilly. Whew. I'm excited. I get to wear my puffy and hike and feel cozy. I don't know how long that'll last, but anyways, right as we were going to sleep last night, it started drizzling, and then it just proceeded to rain all night long. And I liked it. I didn't mind it. It was kind of windy a little bit, so I woke up here and there, but man, just Washington rain. I hope we don't get too much, but I don't mind a little bit. Anyways, I think I'm about 14 miles from White Pass, and walking distance from White Pass, there is a place called Cracker Barrel. It's not the franchise restaurant that a lot of people know of. This is Cracker Barrel spelled with a K. And I think it's mainly just a store. And they sell like nice resupply items. And I think they make pizza. But they have showers, laundry, charging, Wi-Fi, and free camping out the back. So we're gonna get in there, and that's probably gonna be our day. So 14-mile day, rest, relax, enjoy ourselves a little bit, and we'll get back on trail tomorrow. So let's see what it's all about. I have just enough food to get me to Cracker Barrel, by the way. And then it's just breakfast stuff, and then I will be completely out. I'll have nothing. I've got 4 bars, a Fig bar, a Lara bar, a Kind bar, and a Snickers bar. And I have 1 blueberry bagel left. And that's really all I need to get there. But no reserves this time. And I blame the lady at Cascade Lock's post office making us wait 6 hours. It's all her fault.